happy Saturday, YouTube land out there. Just trying to make sure it's actually on. Because sometimes I start recording and it be half on. And when it's half on, when you really get into the video and what you're doing, it cuts off because it's not really recording. It's kind of like a two-step type of thing that you have to finish, right? So anyway, I do see it is on, and I know today is Saturday and not normally my devotion day. But guess what? I'm going to give a short devotion just because I feel like I need it. There's a couple of books I want to show you all, and I've showed you before, but it's been a while. This is called Self Love. It's a workbook for women. It helps you to release self doubt, build self compassion, and embrace who you are. And the publisher is Megan Logan. I believe I got this book from Walmart, but don't quote me on that. But I believe I did get it from Walmart. Um, Let me see. Some of the introduction contents in the chapters are like the lowdown on self love, prepare for the road ahead, love yourself and more, start where you are, find self compassion, release self doubt, build your self worth, heal your relationships, embrace who you are. That's some of the chapters in this book. And I think it's so nice. Now here's a page that's by Brene Brown. Practicing self-love means learning how to trust ourselves, to treat ourselves with respect, and to be kind and affectionate to ourselves. And that's by Brene Brown again. Let's find something else that's by a personal author. This one is by Barbara D. Angeles. Women need real moments of solitude and self reflection to balance out how much of ourselves we give away. I am a personal caregiver, as you all know, that's been following me for a while. My father has been living with me for just about 2 years, and I have been taking care of him a couple of years even before he moved in with me. So, I'm also a wife of almost 6 years, and I am a mother of four young adult grown children. So, even though I don't have the burden of still raising small children in the house, I still have other responsibilities in my life as I just named off. So it's kind of like I have to find that medium sometimes of where, or maybe I should say that balance sometimes. Where do I find that time to cultivate myself? And I'm sure the people that are in my life sometimes feel like they still feel like I don't give them the attention that they feel like they deserve. But that's because I'm all over the place, literally, y'all. Literally. And maybe some of you all can kind of relate to that, you know? So I do have this beautiful doll hobby that I've always had for quite some time. Um, it seemed like now that I've downsized with the actual dolls, sometimes I have picked up on the stuffed animals, you know, because, well, this one right here is by my husband. He gave this to me as an early Valentine gift, and I appreciate it. And I have a couple other little stuffies in the background. Some y'all can see, some y'all cannot. And I, excuse me, I never want to lose those little small things that make me happy. that put me in a happy place, both mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that good stuff. And thank God for self love books and devotional books and the actual Bible. Thank God for those books because we need everything to be balanced, our physical, our spiritual, our emotional, everything. Everything coincides with each other. And here's another book that I introduced to you all around this time last year. It's called Women of the Bible for Women of Color. Um, uh, Anybody can read this book, of course, but it is addressed specifically um, to minority women. And just to kind of give you an example of some of the topics in this book. Okay, Women of the Bible, the Old Testament, Eve. Eve was the first African American woman. Hagar, battered, beaten, and rejected but not abandoned. Lot's wife, why look back? Sarah, is anything too hard for God? Rebecca, a woman of obsessive love. Rachel, taking care of business. Leah, courage, resistance, and struggle. Dinah, an abused woman. Tamar, a violated woman. Oh, Jacobed, she knew it would take a village. Zipporah, fulfilling her purpose. Miriam, Miriam was was Moses' sister, plagued by jealousy. Excuse me. Rahab, willing to be used by God. Deborah, an uncommon leader. Jael, just another woman on the Lord's side. The woman of the baths, protector of her people. Samson's mother, the strength of a wife and mother. Samson's bride, nothing by chance. Delilah, strength that builds or destroys. Micah's mother, the consequence of ignoring God. The Levite's cute concubine, broken pieces. Naomi, call me bitter. So that's just some women of the Bible, and it specifically says women of the Bible for women of color. A lot of times, if we don't buy the right books, we'll never know where women of color uh, were in the Bible. Because a lot of times, the movies that we watch, it doesn't depict uh, the true nationality of a lot of the characters in the Bible. And as I just read to you all, these women I named off, they are part of women of color. And so I love to read, I love to learn, I love to adventure. I don't mind fiction books because it takes me out of the norm, but I really appreciate nonfiction books. Okay, I appreciate nonfiction books because, like I said, they educate us on stuff that we would not know. Because you can't always depend on a movie to tell you the truth, you know? And you go through your life, a half of your life, feeling like, why am I here? Where do I fit in society? Uh, where am I needed besides the immediate? Because we know we're needed at home, we know we're needed for relatives that's aging and stuff like that. But sometimes you want that other thing that you're seeking for, that purpose thing, and you wonder if it's even possible. And then you read a book like this, Women of the Bible for Women of Color, and you're like, oh, okay. I didn't know that Eve was considered a woman of color. Yeah, I mean, just stuff like that. That's just a prime example. Um, yeah, it's a lot, and it gets deep. It gets really deep. You know, it just depends on how much you willing to travel deep into something. A lot of times we are programmed to believe that everything started from one type of thing, and then nobody dives deep into, well, how did we all become of that, you know? But once we learn of something that nobody has been programmed to think, then it's an insult to dive deeper into that. So knowledge is power, and it can turn into many things. I mean, it definitely can take us out of being ignorant, right? And I thank God for that. So that's one thing I wanted to share with y'all today. And I thought I brought my actual devotion book. And hold on. Okay, so I actually have my devotion book on my lap now. Let's find something. Hmm. Here's a good one. Where are the figs? And this is taken out of my 366 devotion book, Words of Jesus for Daily Living. I found this book at Walmart maybe a year or so ago. Let's get started. Fig trees grow prolifically in the regions around the Mediterranean Sea, including in Israel. These leafy green trees do not only yield a rich harvest of fruit, but they also provide wonderful and much needed shade. In Bible times, many poor people gathered figs off the trees in order to keep from starving. Jesus told a parable about a man who planted a fig tree in his vineyard. This was not an odd thing to do because fig trees would be very well cared for in vineyards. After a while, the man went to the tree hoping to pick some fruit. It would have been in May or June when the trees are supposed to bear their fruit, but he found nothing on its branches. He was very upset and told the gardener who cared for the vineyard. For 3 years now, I've been coming to look for fruit on this fig tree and haven't found any. Cut it down. Why should it use up the soil? Even though he was extremely disappointed, the gardener begged him not to chop the tree down. He had obviously spent much time and effort on the tree, and so he asked permission to keep the tree for another year, to give it another chance to bear fruit. He promised that if it still did not produce any figs after that, he would cut it down. It is always a good idea to look for the main thing that Jesus wanted to emphasize in his parables. The central message of the parable is that the time of grace will come to an end. People should not put off bearing fruit for God's kingdom. God's grace and his patience are wonderful, but if you and I keep delaying, then we might miss his time of grace. We must bear fruit in keeping with repentance today. Amen. So there's a lot expected of us, okay? We expected to uh, please God on a daily basis. We are expected to um, bear fruit and, being kind, being faithful to the Lord, loving others, and loving God above all, not putting another God before our true and living God, loving our God with all our hearts, with all our beings, with all our understanding, loving our neighbors, forgiving our enemies, loving our enemies. Um, when we really sit back and calculate everything, it can seem to be it can be seeming to be overwhelmingly uh, even sometimes impossible to do, depending on what all you're going through. But you know, I thank God for moments like this where I can be among my hobby. I can let go and just relax. I can pick up my devotion book. I can just find healthy ways of just uh, leaving distress, even if it's just for a little while. I can do that. I want to point out one of my stuffed animals. We was just talking about stuffed animals a little while ago. This little cutie right here, this little fake Yorkie. Um, I put these little cute little outfit on her. This is a little cute little skirt, and I picked up this little vest here from um, the Goodwill store the other day. I picked up these little house shoes. It has a picture of a dog, and then it says "My First Valentine." And the little vest has hearts on it, and the shoes is red and white with the little tan doggy on it. The little hearts on the vest is pink and white. It's like a hot pink, light pink and white, and then the background is brown. The back of it is a solid pink, and the Yorkie is this beautiful tan, and I have this cute little white bow sticking on top of his head, and very soft. And I had shared I was having a little doggy fever a couple of weeks ago, but I am proud to announce I am okay. It was just a temporary thing. And what triggered it, I was watching something on TV, and there was a dog on there, and they called him Buddy. If for some reason I just wanted a dog after that. But I am truly okay with my little stuffies. This is Tiffany. And I recently picked up another stuffed doggy, which was yesterday. This big fellow right here, my daughter helped me name him. I called her and I showed him her to her, and I said, what would you call a dog like this?" And she said, "Snickerdoodle." I said, "Okay, Snickerdoodle." So this is my new Snickerdoodle, and I actually picked up a jumbo dog from the Goodwill yesterday. Um, he's not made to sit up. He's really like a floor type of dog. So he lays flat, and he's huge, right? And I was like, what am I gonna name this dog? And I came up with Buddy. And I'll show y'all him one day. It won't be today though. Like I said, it's huge, and while I have all the background of these dolls right now, so I don't want to bring the huge dog that actually lays flat. But yeah, it seemed like I've been kind of geared towards that lately. And even with that, I'm not going to get too carried away with the stuffed animals. But I have been kind of triggered to pick up a couple of stuffed animals. Um, I was trying to figure out exactly when did I stop and start back collecting dolls when my children were little. And what happened was I was buying dolls for my girls because I have two daughters, Tiara and Shantara. But I was collecting stuffed animals. That's what I was doing. And the girls, they enjoyed those stuffed animals. They did. But when I really think about it, it was me that was really driven more for the stuffed animals. I mean, I collected lots and lots of them. I mean, it was to the point where I had them in those, they used to have those little net type of things you could put the stuffed animals in. You could hang them on the wall. I used to hang them up on their walls in their bedrooms and just be full of clean, fluffy, beautiful stuffed animals. So that's what I was doing when my kids was little. Then eventually I had my sons, And I think by the time I had my sons, I don't know what happened to all those stuffed animals because somehow they start to diminish. Some of them I kept for a while, and then a lot of them I didn't keep as much. And probably because the more kids I had, the more other toys were involved. And like I said, the girls really wasn't tough into the stuffed animals. It was mainly me. The girls was just into toys, period. So as long as I still bought their toys, they were fine. They didn't even miss the stuffed animals. So I might have downsized the stuffed animals because it was getting to be overwhelming. Just like anything else, you start to collect, it can be overwhelming after a while. Hold on, I want to show y'all another stuffed animal before I bring this video to an end. Okay, actually two. I picked up this raccoon. Beautiful raccoon. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And to me, it looks very, very realistic. Very realistic. I'm not sure if I personally paid attention to the raccoon being gray, but I do remember the black and white part. So you let me know in the comments what all colors have y'all witnessed uh, the raccoons being, in real life and everything. But I thought it was pretty realistic, and I picked it up, and that came from the Goodwill store yesterday. And then look at this, y'all. Look at that. How realistic is this? Now, there's a story behind this. Now, I was in search for a jet black ape, but a few years ago, somebody blessed me with a jet black ape that was a little bit bigger than this one, and he was cuter. Y'all ever see the movie called Mighty Joe Young? Okay. If you're anything like me, any animal of any animal, I don't care what type of animal it is, it could be as vicious as a lion and tiger. If they're a baby, they are so cute. Well, in the movie Mighty Joe Young, I always thought that ape was so cute. But somebody blessed me with, I called the ape Mighty Joe Young because he was a big size ape, a little bit bigger than this one, and he had such an innocent baby face. This face right here looks more like maybe Mighty Joe Young after he grew up, which meant his cuteness began to diminish. He looked like a ape. He didn't. The cuteness was gone, in my opinion. But this ape that this person blessed me with was a very cute version of Mighty Joe Young when he was a baby. I'm not gonna talk about what happened to that stuffed animal, but it's no longer in my collection. So I had been missing that stuffed animal, and yesterday, just before I ran into this one, there was another one I saw. He was cute, but he had a lot of brown in him, and I said, I don't want to keep my focus. I don't want an ape with brown in it. I really want an ape that's a solid black. And I was actually thinking about Mighty Joe Young. And then I just kept walking, didn't leave the store, and almost passed this one up. And even though this is not the young, pretty version that I was looking for, this is still the next version. And y'all might see this and say, oh, well, that's King Kong. He could be King Kong. He could be Mighty Joe Young when he grew up. It doesn't matter. The thing is, I was able to find the solid black ape again, and it was very hard looking for the solid black ape. Um, yeah, I was even gonna go as far as searching it on the internet, and I might still search for it because I'm still looking for that innocent, pretty ape that I once had. And I guess if I had to really realize how it would be hard to find something like that again, I would have held on to it just a little bit longer. But that's okay. I am perfectly satisfied with this one until I do find the one I'm looking for. And I will still hold on to this because this one is the next version of what became of Mighty Joe Young, and that is he grew up like we all do. Um, Most of us were extremely adorable as children, as babies, as children. And I'm not saying that we're not beautiful now, but definitely when we were little, okay, we were all that in a bag of chips. And I wonder, do I have one of my pictures I can show y'all right quick? It's up there on the stand, but it's hidden behind stuff. If I was more prepared, I could have had it in my hand and show y'all a picture of me when I was really little. And but that's okay. It'll come a time one day. And I know this video is all over the place, but this was just my way of coming to y'all to just talk. Just take the time out to get some stuff off my chest. Take the time out to just relax, breathe, exhale. And I just want to tell y'all before I let you all go, I absolutely love uh, entertaining you all. I love, um, my channel. Uh, I love the people that have catered to my channel in one way or another. And I am proud to say I am happy to cater to your channels as well. I do try to take the time out to reach out to everybody who support me. I even reach out to people who I feel like if they do support me, I don't know they support me because I don't ever see them. Um, I like for people to know the channel that's behind the likes of the video. It's always good to get likes and stuff because it builds your algorithm and everything. But I really, really appreciate those of you all who let me know who you are behind the likes, and that is when you comment. Because that way, when I find a time in my very, very busy life, as well as your very busy life, dropping videos and everything, I can go over there and say, "Hey, how you doing, Queen? How you doing, sister? How you doing, Dolly friend? How you doing, Dolly sister? I'm here. I'm watching." And even if I'm in the middle of something, I'll let you know briefly, "Hey, I'm watching." And that just means um, I might have time to watch your video all the way through while I'm doing this and that, but I'm letting you know I'm here. I'm letting you know you're not talking to yourself. You do have me as a viewer if you don't have nobody else. Because sometimes YouTube is kind of slow in showing the viewers. I mean, you might look at your video a couple of times and it still has 0 views, and I'm not sure how accurate that is. So a lot of times, if I'm viewing but I know I'm not gonna finish it, or I don't know, uh, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. Of course, you have the desire to finish it, depending on what's going on in your life at that moment. I'll just say I'm watching, you know, and as I continue to watch it, if I get a break in between, I'll go ahead and comment again. Yeah, so hey, I am all for helping everybody that I can help. Y'all help me, I help y'all. And that's that. I haven't even looked at my subscriber count recently because sometimes um it can be discouraging. Sometimes it can be encouraging. So I just want to just bring a video back and just try to stay as active as my life permits me to stay active. I'm generally not a people pleaser, but at the same time, I feel like you deserve to be happy when you click on my content. And so, yeah, in that way, I do aim to please. I just don't aim to please to the extent where it causes me to go into overwhelming pressure. Uh, Anything that feels overwhelmingly pressure to me, I respond to it not good. It's not good. I would shut down. So I don't allow anything in my life become overwhelming because I will shut down. I don't even have to think about it. It's like my body reaction just automatically just just turn off. It don't be no more until I I get control over that situation again, where I can breathe, I can function, I can see my way through it, and it's always through the grace of God. It's always through my faith. Um, God gives me strength every day. Every day, He gives me strength. You know, there's a lot of things I talk about, and there's a lot of things I will never talk about on YouTube because it's just that personal. But God knows all things. And we, as adults that have lived on the face of this earth long enough, we know, we know that there's a lot of things that goes on in our lives that we wouldn't dare talk about on social media. But we can use that common sense and say, I'm gonna love on that sister. I'm gonna love on that brother. I'm gonna be kind regardless. I don't have to know everything going wrong in their life. I don't have to assume that when she smile, it's not a hidden tear somewhere behind that smile. We can assume that we all fall short of something. We all battle with something. We all are victorious of many things, and we all have a job, like, to bear fruit. Let our fig tree be fruitful and multiply. Let it be as green as possible, and don't stop at our own fig tree being green and fruitful, but help somebody else fig tree if we can. Just kind of take them over a couple of apples, a couple of oranges, plant some seeds over there, water their seeds. Look out for somebody else than just ourselves. One thing I don't like is selfishness. I do not like the spirit of selfishness. I don't like the spirit of selfishness falling on me. And we all human and we all go through it sometimes. And I don't like the spirit of selfishness to be on other people. It really, really can be discouraging. That is not a good spirit to dwell in. And I pray every day that God will break all generational curses. It's like you live long enough and you notice how some things are generational curses in our families. And we got to pray against those things, y'all. We got to pray against those generational curses. Amen, we do. And I am going to change Chloe out of this strawberry playset that she's been in forever. So the next time I have her on here, she will have another little cute outfit on. But I just love this outfit that my friend Queen Willie T got for her. And I want to sadly announce that, I don't know. It's just how y'all take it. This is Chloe. And remember, I'm sorry, this is Phoebe. This is Phoebe. And thank you, Willie T, because she bought some bracelets for the twins. And Phoebe's bracelet is on her wrist. So that's how I know this is Phoebe. Chloe is the twin that I actually end up selling. I kept some of my twins, but some of the twins I split them up to downsize my collection. And so I did keep one of them, and she is an identical twin because she is originally Ashton Drake Gallery Take Me to Church. And so I bought two of them at the same time when I ordered it. So it didn't come from a different batch where one would look different than the other. It came on from the same batch because I ordered it at the same time as soon as these dolls came out and available for customers to order and buy. And so, yeah. And Chloe had the exact same outfit on. She had different shoes on. She had on red shoes, but not sandals. These sandals actually belong to Krabby Cake doll from Paradise Gallery. I love those sandals, y'all. Can y'all see it? And it fits this doll right here. She's 22 inches long. Like I said, Ashton Drake Gallery. And Willie T took the time out to get this cute little necklace. And I actually sold Chloe in everything that this doll is wearing, including the necklace. I didn't take from it because I sold the doll to Once Upon a Child, and I wanted her to be in her best outfit, and I want her to be attractive to be a possible sale for either a dog collector, adult, or somebody who might want to buy it for their child, their grandchild, or whatever. So a lot of times, when we keep these dogs in our own collection, we have them looking their best, right? And then when we want to downsize and stuff, we want to strip them and have them looking any type of way. And I don't agree with that. I feel like if putting these clothes on her made her make me smile, made me want to hug her and keep her in my collection for as long as I kept her in my collection. I want to I want to impress the next person that I desire to find her, you know. So that's what I did for Chloe. I didn't take her. I even had a hairband on Chloe's hair. So I'm confident that that doll was sold pretty quick. And I'm sure Once Upon a Child did not charge the money that I paid for Chloe and Phoebe. Okay. So, considering that, because they did tell me that they can't sell the dolls for more than $20. So, as cute as I had Chloe looking, I can step out on a limb of faith and assume that somebody would be willing to spend $20 for that dog, especially since I had her. Maybe she didn't look like she was going to church because she had on a playwear, but she definitely looked like she had been loved before and even after, because when I presented the doll to Once Upon a Child, they can look at that doll and tell, yeah, even after she decided to give her up, she still presented us to us in a very presentable way. So that's just a tip, I've never I've never received a dog that was less than presentable. So I'm not speaking from experience, but that's just something that I've always done, for my own personal integrity. Um, However way I treat a dog, when I'm done with it, for whatever reasons, I'm downsizing or I just not bonding or whatever, I present the dog as a well loved dog regardless. Regardless. Because I want the next person to feel any way but a bad way when they receive a doll from me. Even at Once Upon a Child, when they put that doll on the shelf, they have no idea who donated the doll. Only the people who I did the business with know that. But they can still assume by the presentation, because all the dolls, to my knowledge, at Once Upon a Child, are gently used dolls. They might have some brand new ones, I don't know. But to my as far as I know, they are used dolls. So when the new person saw her twin sister standing up on that shelf, I want them to be like, "Oh my goodness, that doll is simply gorgeous. Though that doll is adorable, and yeah, and she is adorable, y'all. She is adorable." All right, y'all. I hope y'all didn't forget to like the video all this time. I really didn't mean to go on for 38 minutes, but hey, I guess it was needed. I needed to get things off my chest. I needed to look out for you all at the same time. And so I hope we all are having a very blessed Saturday. And you all, please like the video, comment, let me know you're there. If you're not able to watch the whole video, don't penalize yourself. Just let me know in the comments, I'm watching, I got you, and right on, just something, even if you just put the little emojis up, heart emoji. Hey, I'm not funny like that. If that's what you want to say, that is fine with me. I just want to know who is behind the likes. Amen. And I'll talk to y'all later in the next video. Hopefully it will be tomorrow, our regular devotion. And also my own one of my own tags is New Dolly Furniture. I actually picked up a chair for my grandma doll, and I'll be more than happy to show y'all that chair tomorrow. All right, bye bye.